Next image, after one officer leaves, the next one comes and throws a bomb into the room. So they have no intention to arrest the cult members. They're following the command to slaughter them. Whether they surrender or not, or whether they are children or women, just kill them all. The TV series and the movie Evangelion came out in 1995 after On Your Mark was released. And the film Eva has the battle scene that's known for being cruel. What influenced that scene was this short movie. But most anime fans don't know this. The director of Evangelion, Hideaki Anno, found out what Miyazaki did in this movie and went, "This is amazing! I can adapt this," which became Evangelion. But Miyazaki doesn't make his cruel expressions as obvious, which makes him one step higher than Anno. Only the people who watch this kind of scene intensively can understand how standing upright while shooting is nasty. So there's no way for people like the executives at a record company to get it. They actually didn't. I'm guessing even Toshio Suzuki couldn't get how extraordinary this scene is, shooting unresisting people and throwing bombs at them. The sign that said "kill" earlier proves that it was a command to kill these people. 落ちていくコインは二度と帰らない. Like I said, the lyrics are interpreted as a metaphor of confirming death by picking up the body and dropping it. They'll shoot the girl if she is alive. That's why the officer has a gun in their hand. They use the right hand to pick up the body while holding the gun in the left hand. They'll shoot as soon as they see the body move, even by an inch. So, well, I asked you earlier to remember the scene where the girl is taken away on an airplane. In that scene, no cult member had been arrested. The police squad broke into a cult facility, so there should be many prisoners who are taken away. But there's no such scene. Well, you get a glimpse of the leaders or potential witnesses being carried on stretchers in the corner of a scene. But that's about it. All the police do is kill. They're entitled to do so. And Miyazaki shows us how. This is a badge that Chage and Asuka wear on their arms. Do you see? These are scales. Scales symbolize the judicial system, like the judges and lawyers. They are the police, but at the same time, they are judges. The police force is part of the administration, not the judiciary. But that separation of power doesn't apply to this world, so that a police officer can judge the criminals and execute them on the spot, which is shocking. Miyazaki expresses it only with one badge. Miyazaki must have been like, the record company won't notice. How malicious. Miyazaki actually gave many hints. Kill sign that appears for a split second. The shooting of the unresisting people, the scene where Chage and Asuka get drunk and doubt what they do, and the badges they wear with the symbol of balance. Miyazaki hid those hints, but none of them is so obviously depicted. I was surprised myself when I found them. This is where Chage and Asuka stare at the plane that takes the girl away. Here, Chage holds two guns. They see the plane leave. Chage gives the gun to Asuka. Then both return to work. What it means by them going back to work is that after they look so worried about that girl, they go back into the facility to kill the remaining cult members. There is both a devil and angel inside one person. They're nothing like a hero. Every day, they slaughter people with the usual look and smile. They even kill those who are unable to resist, if they are ordered to. They find a girl, and suddenly they pity her and see her go on the plane. But then they're like, okay, back to work, take the guns and kill whoever is still alive, then go home. With this malicious intention, Miyazaki clearly depicted such cruelty. He was not at all afraid to step into the darkness of humans and depict violence. Day after another, Chage and Asuka slaughtered people, so they eventually became numb to their conscience to do such a thing. But when they find the girl, their emotions come back. Verse 1 ends there. Then, with the A melody of verse 2, their mission begins. Okay, so that was my explanation of the first malicious intention by Miyazaki, violence. Second, malicious intention, nuclear energy. You can read what Miyazaki says in the book Starting Point. Well, it was originally an interview of Animeju, which was later included in Starting Point. In this interview, the interviewer asked him, "There's the strange black building that stands in the middle of that peaceful landscape. What is that building?" Miyazaki replied, "It's really up to your interpretation, but you see a truck with a radiation warning symbol right afterwards, so you'll get an idea." Miyazaki knew that the black building was a nuclear power plant, and there had been an accident there, but he didn't say it. He was like, "I'm not going to tell you guys, Animeju." He had this in mind. If anyone sees that symbol and gets it, great. If not, who cares? Will Chage and Asuka and the record company know? Nah. There had already been the Chernobyl disaster before On Your Mark was made. But it was way before Fukushima and a few years before the accident at Tokaimura, which was pretty serious. So most Japanese people back in the mid-90s weren't familiar with the radiation symbol, let alone the biohazard mark. Really, only a handful knew what they were. Miyazaki must have been upset that the Chernobyl disaster hadn't been thoroughly reported. That's why he believed he could draw the radiation symbol here and there in the movie, and people will still miss them. Well, he still put them as a message directed to his real enthusiastic fans, thinking, "I'm sure you guys have done the research on what these symbols are." So, the building is in the back, and you see the radiation symbol here. So, what is this building? It's pretty simple. It's the number 4 nuclear reactor of Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Number 4 reactor is where the accident occurred. It was later tightly covered by many uneven layers of concrete to stop radioactive leakage. It was then called the sarcophagus, which means stone coffin. It's a common name to those who were watching news back then, or anyone working in the nuclear power industry. Miyazaki took the image of the sarcophagus and made it look more baleful. He even obscured what it really was on the storyboard. This is the first scene. Here he wrote, "A strange building." He was playing dumb by not clarifying what the building was. But he couldn't keep it to himself, so at the last scene, he wrote, "Encased nuclear power plant reactor." He must have gotten excited as he was finishing his storyboard, so that he couldn't keep it secret. If you imagine that, he's very cute. That's our Miyazaki. He can't hold himself when he's excited.